Hey guys, welcome to day 4. We're going to be standing up again and starting off with lateral leg swings. So you can hold onto a chair if you need to, if you don't have the balance, but I highly recommend trying to practice this movement without holding onto anything. It's great for improving your balance, coordination, and also mobility. So you're trying to swing the leg across the body both ways as far as it can go. When you've done 15 on one side, we're going to switch to the other side. If you watch closely, you'll notice that I'm using my other arm to counterbalance the swing. This is also a great stretch for your adductors, which get really tight if you spend a long time sitting down. I love to do these after getting out of the car from a long journey. Next up, we've got straight leg swings, so forwards and backwards, trying to keep the legs straight on the way up for a hamstring stretch, and then on the way back for a hip flexor stretch. Same as with the lateral leg raises, it'd be great if you could try this without holding onto anything, but if you need to, use the opposite hand to hold onto a chair, just so you get a good swing. After you've done 15, switch to the other leg. Swinging your arms and legs is also really good for circulation. It helps your muscles pump fresh, oxygenated blood around the body, which clears out that heavy, sluggish feeling, and it gives your brain and joints a steady supply of nutrients so that you feel more energized and switched on. Whenever you're feeling tired, just do a few leg swings and see what happens. So next up, we're going to do hip cars. You want to start off by lifting your leg up straight in front of you as high as you can, and then push it out to the side as wide as it can, and then bring it all the way to the back, trying to keep the legs straight and the body upright. The goal is to work through the whole range of motion of the hip, and we're going for 5 on each side. Really focus on keeping the leg as straight as possible throughout. I have been doing these for nearly a year at this point, so my hip mobility has improved so much from specifically this movement alone, and the circle that I was making with my hips was absolutely nowhere near what it is now. So if your range of motion doesn't look like mine, that's totally fine and normal. I've just been working on this for a long time, and practice makes perfect. So if you do this very regularly, your hips will feel fresh, they'll feel mobile, you'll feel a lot younger, and everything that you do will get easier if your hips are less tight. Once you've done 5, have a quick shake out, and then we're going to move on to the other leg. Another thing with this movement, and in fact for all movements, it's really important to focus on your breathing. So long, slow, controlled breaths into the diaphragm helps with your balance, helps with your concentration. Quite often when we're doing difficult movements, we end up holding our breath, and that's just not beneficial because we're not getting enough oxygen to the brain or the muscles. Another cool thing about this movement is that probably every single rep will be a little bit better than the last. We're working through what's called our active range of motion. So we're basically teaching our nervous system, hey, this range of motion is safe, you can give me a little bit more of it. That means your flexibility improves without doing any stretching. Moving like this just gives you more control over your entire body. Once you've done 5 on each side, give it a good shake out because you're probably going to feel it a bit in the hips and possibly the glutes. And then we're going to bring our legs pretty wide. If in doubt, go wider. And we're going to go Cossack squats side to side. I'm going to do 20 reps, and all of my reps are going to gradually get lower and lower. So ultimately the goal is to get arse to grass, but just work at whatever range of motion you have now, and over time, just like all the other movements, you'll be able to get deeper. This is another one I've been doing nearly every day for a year, and it's really become a staple for me every day. And as you can see, my range of motion has improved a lot. So right now I'm doing just staying low, I'm not coming all the way back up. These are called low Cossacks. So if you can get to the point where you're doing these, keeping your hips as low as possible throughout, then that is just a really, really good sign of hip health and of hip strength. But you've got to start somewhere. So like I said, do not worry if you're not as low as I am. Finishing off with a favorite, the deep squat. If you can't do this with your heels on the floor, don't worry. If you can't do this without holding onto a chair, don't worry. Just do whatever you can in this position. Holding for 20 to 30 seconds should feel a lot looser having done all the rest of the stuff. And that is it for today. Thanks for watching. See you tomorrow.